That's good, people. We'll give it a couple more seconds for people to get here. I'm trying out these headphones. I'd like to see if my audio is getting picked up properly. I don't like talking too loud, especially when there's a lot of people around. So if you could let me know what the audio sounds like, if it's any good or not, it'd be great. Anyhow, this topic falls along spiritual warfare and what it is, how we combat against it, and why it is even here in the first place. Without further ado, I'm going to start the intro, and we are going to refresh ourselves just a little bit. If you need to go last minute things before you sit down and watch or listen, whatever, I'll give you a few minutes to do that. All right, we are starting right now. Okay, we are back. It's getting warm outside. Now, I've been saying for a few years now how things were going to start changing according to the way we know the world, the patterns, routines, and you know, the habits that we've been used to are going to change dramatically. And I said this back in 2017, 2018. Now, sorry about the wind and the headphones. I can't help that. But I said this stuff back in 2018, 2017, that just wait. Wait till that southern border starts getting overflowed with non-legals, which means they didn't get their citizenship before they came here. You know, and I call it out on Biden too, that this guy ain't who we need in office. This guy is a fraud. He's not for the people. And what I've learned of Trump, he ain't for the people neither. He's a sellout too. But who I do go for is John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. I'll call him off right now. He's who we need. He's legit. He's rooting for us, by us. And his dad was president. His father, John Kennedy, JFK. It is the real John F. Kennedy Jr. that I'm speaking of. He's alive and well. I don't know why people don't believe his story. That, you know, it's from somebody who's been missing for 40 years. You know, it's same thing with any one of you that has been abducted or been missing for a numerous amount of years, and then out of the blue you just reappear, and people are dumbfounded by it. Like, they can't fathom that this stuff actually happens. And it's not rocket science. It is not rocket science to understand the severity of abductions, child trafficking, drug trafficking, anything like that. Both borders of the United States are flooded with criminal activity. Our tax dollars go to what we think is paying to prevent that stuff from happening. And at the same time, those same tax dollars go to making it possible to happen. You see, there's certain things I should not say. But me, here's my disclaimer. Watching my channel, you will find a lot of offensive material. I don't have a filter, and I should not have to. Living within the United States of America, my First Amendment right is freedom of speech. Number one, freedom of speech, expression, and of the press. The right to religious practice. The right to petition the courts to make changes for the citizens of this country, the people that live here, legally, who were born here, raised here, and will probably die here. The algorithm can take a hike. Whoever programmed it can take a hike too, because they've programmed it to remove even more holy information and angelical stuff. And I do not approve. I did not consent to this. I did not condone this. And any creator force entity, whatever you want to call it, would not condone this type of behavior either, because to be part of a creation is to love all things in creation. This includes the darkness. Without the darkness, there would be no light. And without the light, there would be no darkness. Without evil, we would not see the good. And without the good, we would evil. Direction of travel with words in the context they are used in. This is why I choose my words very carefully. All right. I do not take kindly to people naysaying, discrediting, or playing light on somebody else's feelings. You know, there's a difference between what you feel and what you think. All right. If you feel something's not right, then it's probably not right. Just at the bottom. If you think something's not right, go get a peer-studied answer. You know, go and ask people that you're closest to, even strangers. Excuse me. Even strangers, if this type of behavior is healthy, beneficial, or detrimental, or negative, or unhealthy, I should say. It's not necessarily negative, it's reversed. All right. I don't like using the word negative because, you know, it's a polarity thing. And this isn't a polarity thing. This is a straight up oppositional force that is hungering and thirsty for the lack of growth, the lack of expansion, the lack of complete opening your horizons to something more. And it is nobody's business to scold another person. Just don't associate with them if they don't match or align with your energy. You know, there's hardly anybody that matches my energy. That doesn't mean that I'm higher up vibrating. It just means that I am mostly neutral in my stance on things. Maybe I don't want to spend my energy on arguing. I'd rather spend my energy on real fights that include spiritual warfare. I would rather spend my energy fighting back the oppression, those that are hindering us and trying to lock us in these cages. We're all looking at our phone screens or our TV screens. We're looking at an enslavement attempt, or a tactic of enslavement. Because if you watch the TV all the time, your brain's going to get mush-minded. If you're not reading material like actual books, or find a PDF file, you know, you're still looking at your phone, but you're not consumed with like all the social media bullcrap that's going around. You know, all the trends, all the fads, all the, oh, this is cool, that's cool, that's not. That's not the way we're programmed. We're programmed to be benevolent, kind, and compassionate, loving, caring, and giving. helpful. If you're not pouring into somebody's life and adding value to it for within them, I don't care what somebody looks like on the outside. That's not where real value is. Real value comes from in here, in the heart, in the heart, in the soul, in the mind, not the brain. The brain is material. It's physical. The mind is fluid. It's formless. It's like the universe. It's constantly growing and expanding. And there's hardly any resistance. In fact, there is no resistance in the universe. It's still expanding as we speak. We can't see it because we're in the beginning of it. We're the third rock from the sun, y'all. We're one of the babies that were born. And in another billion years, another planet will emerge from the heart of the ocean of ether. The it's not rocket science. It's like, look at an anthill, for crying out loud. Look at an X-ray of your lungs. That's what a tree looks like also. And think of it, if you look at an anthill and all the different tunnels and all the connections that it has within itself. That's pretty deep. That's pretty connected, if you ask me. Like I said, like the title says, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it ain't there. What one person believes to be true, just because another person doesn't believe it to be true, does not mean it isn't true. It just means that that person doesn't believe in that. But guess what? Whatever they don't believe in, it believes in them. It believes in them 100%, because it made them. It made you who you are today. It made us all exactly perfect in our unperfected ways, that there's nothing anybody can do to take those gems away from you. It's all part of the all one. So I won't say anymore. I'm just gonna end it right there. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we will get back to y'all later. You have a good night.